Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Rebecca and Rebecca. We are happy to welcome the author of the Debutante's Code, Erica Vetsch. Erica, we're glad you're here. Now, you may notice that someone's missing here, and that would be the other Rebecca. One of our Zoom meetings, this writer stuff is going a little long, so we're just going to proceed, and hopefully she will jump in and join us here shortly. So let me tell you more about Rebecca before we start our conversation. She's best-selling award-winning author who loves Jesus, history, romance, and sports. I like that. When she's not writing fiction, Erica is planning her next trip to a history museum and cheering on her Kansas Jayhawks, who at the time of this recording just won the national championship in basketball. So Erica's happy, she's smiling.
I am.
And her New Zealand All Blacks, is that hockey?
That is rugby.
Rugby. Okay. How did
It
you get
is.
involved in rugby?
Well, I have a friend here who grew up as a missionary kid in Africa, and at his boarding school, they played rugby.
Oh.
And I have always been interested in all sorts of sports, and I wanted to like rugby, but I didn't understand the rules.
Mm-hmm.
And when he broke it down into its very basic forms, I was suddenly able to understand the game, because I kept trying to compare it to American football, and it's not American football. But once he explained the rules to me, I love rugby.
Oh,
So
fun.
the New Zealand All Blacks are their international team. But yeah, I'll watch rugby anytime, anywhere.
Oh, that's fun. Now, aren't you a baseball fan? Do I recall that you like the
Yes,
Cardinals?
I'm a Cubs fan.
Oh, a Cubs fan.
I'm a Cubs fan. I'm a diehard Cubs fan. What I didn't realize was, you've seen those t-shirts that say "just once before I die,"
Mhm.
that they would take that literally. They won once and now they're not any good anymore. I still love them, but good grief.
Well, we got to support our teams here. I'm sorry, I'm a
That's
Cardinal fan, so
Okay, so rivals.
yeah. I think we can deal, so don't you
Yeah,
think?
I think we'll still be friends.
So I just read a little bit about your bio and your interesting sports love. Is there anything else we should know about you? What would surprise a reader to learn about you?
Let's see. I am a transplanted Kansan. Grew up in Kansas, married a Minnesota boy, and though I have lived here for almost 30 years, I'm still not a Minnesotan.
Yep. Kansan all the way?
Kansan all the way. Still looking for spring on March 1st.
Well, that's it. I have some Kansas roots myself, and I kind of understand that. My father was born and raised there. Lots of family in Kansas. We
Yay.
probably know the same people. Who knows?
We probably do.
So, what'd you want to be when you grew up? Was it writing always, or was there other things you like to do?
When I was in high school, I wanted to be a nurse.
Oh.
I actually thought I would probably be a single missionary nurse in Pakistan or something. I don't know why. I didn't have a date in high school. I went to a really tiny Christian school where the oldest boy was 2 years younger than me.
Oh.
Yeah. And then, when you're a kid, I wanted to be a vet when I was 5. I think secretly I wanted to be a writer, but I didn't know people actually, I didn't think about people actually really doing that as a vocation. I did write a story when I was 15 years old in a spiral notebook, and I still have it if Random House comes calling. But I didn't really start writing until I brought my kids home to homeschool.
Oh.
After I was a high school history teacher for a few years. And then I found I actually had more time. When you're just teaching 2 of your own, you're not teaching 30 of other people's.
Right.
So I decided I would start writing, and it was like a part of my brain that had been dormant for a while woke up, and things were shinier and colors were richer and sounds were more beautiful. And I just really enjoyed it. And I was just writing for myself for a long time. And then I decided, well, what would it be like if I actually had other people read it? So I started down that path, and I did everything wrong to begin with, because I didn't know what I didn't know.
Right.
Started taking some classes, joined professional organizations, went to conferences, and eventually it happened.
But that's how you do it. You got to work at it and
Yep.
invest in those conferences and invest in
Yes.
the craft. There's our advice for aspiring writers.
There you go.
Right there. So how long does it normally take you to write a book?
Really varies on the length of the book, because I've written novellas, which are 20 to 35,000 words, and those I can knock out in a couple of months. The fastest one I ever wrote was in a week.
Oh my goodness.
That was my first one. But right now, the books that I'm writing, they take me a good 6 to 8 months, and then I have a couple of months of editing that go into them, because they're bigger books and they're more detailed.
So is the research that you have to do for these historicals, you write Regency historicals?
Yes.
For what? Is that included in the 6 to 8 months?
No.
Is it on top of that?
There's usually a couple of months of plotting and fleshing out the story and kind of finding out what sort of research I need to do. When I wrote the Debutante's Code, I had not ever researched Bow Street runners or crime during the Regency. You know, my previous Regency books were mostly just romance. And now writing mystery. Then I had to research how to write a mystery, because I'd never done that before either.
Well, what made you want to flip from romance to history, or was that something you'd always wanted to do and you just wanted to try it, or something?
I never thought I would write a mystery.
Yeah.
I love reading mysteries, but honestly, I never thought I would be clever enough to not give away the whole show or withhold so much information that's not really playing fair with the reader. And so the Debutante's Code, while it is a mystery, it's also a bit of a heist story. And that kept the plot moving, because I had all of these parts already in place. The next one, the sequel to the Debutante's Code, is a true straight up murder mystery. And it was harder. So yeah, I just sort of found myself writing it because it fit the story.
Oh, very good. Very good. And as you can see, the other Rebecca is joining us. Hi, Rebecca. We are in the midst. We just started a few minutes ago. So
awesome.
Welcome.
Sorry I'm late. I just got off my other call. So
we told them you were doing writerly meetings that ran long today. So
yes.
We look forward to hearing all about that. We were just talking about that before writing Debutante's Code. Erica mainly wrote romances still in the Regency era, and now shifted to this one, which was more of a mystery. And the second one coming up, which we're very excited about, is a straight up murder mystery. So she is taking her readers on an adventure here.
Yeah.
And stuff. So do you have a set writing schedule?
I mostly write in the afternoons. And I tend to intersperse that with sort of admin things. You know, I have a Facebook group that I run with Julie Clausen and Michelle Greep that takes quite a bit of time. And then there's always the emails to answer and things. So I tend to have a pretty short attention span. So I will write or edit for a little while, and then I'm checking my email, or I'm, checking my social media. I'm not as disciplined as I should be. So maybe that 6 to 8 months to write a longer book could be shorter if I was more disciplined.
Well, as long as you're meeting those deadlines, aren't you one that works better with the deadlines?
Absolutely. There's nothing like the terror of a deadline to make me get things done.
Let's see. Is there, now that you've kind of switched, not switched, but you're playing with your genres, is there any book that you'd like to write that you haven't written? Is there another genre or another book?
I'm kind of noodling an idea for a book set in medieval Scotland.
Yes.
I've had the idea for a long time, and just wondering when's the best time to pursue that. I feel like there's so much to the Regency genre, and there's so many subgenres like Regency mystery. I might be interested maybe someday doing a time slip with the Regency era, because I haven't come across any that I could name right now,
Hmm.
or too many at all.
Mhm.
So maybe that might be fun to explore. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm a Scotland fan, so a lot of my stuff is set in Scotland as well, my fantasy. So
Excellent.
yeah,
So I love
that's always
here
fun.
we are three writers with three totally different genres that we all like, that I said just thoroughly enjoyed Debutante's Code, and I think you did
Yeah.
too, Rebecca.
I did very much. And I'm not a big mystery reader. Like that's never been even my second or third favorite, but I absolutely love Debutante's Code. It was
Oh, good.
amazing. Yeah, it was really good.
So,
I am
so see,
glad.
we can get new readers here that who may not always read Regencies, or if you're a Regency reader, then you know you're going to love it. So it
Yeah.
is fun. It's fun to read new genres, and it's fun. I think it, as far as even as a writer, I know we need to read within our genre to help, but it's good to read outside your genre too, to just
Mhm.
see other styles. Was there anything about your characters or anything about writing the book that surprised you, but specifically with the characters, did they surprise you?
Actually, the heroine, Lady Juliet Thorndike, surprised me because originally her name was Ellen,
Oh.
and I just could not get a grip on her.
Mhm.
She seemed very vanilla to me. And she went through a couple of iterations, and the moment I decided to call her, then she became a character. You know, she had a personality, and she had, you know, what I was trying to do with her, and her name finally fit.
Yeah.
And that hasn't happened to me too many times in my writing process, but this time it sure did.
Mhm.
So
Isn't that kind of amazing that a character's name, if it doesn't fit,
yeah, I just couldn't get her on the page.
because I can't imagine anybody, Juliet worked for me.
Yeah, Juliet was perfect for her. You're right. I mean, Ellen does not sound like her at all. So
No.
yeah, no, I've had that a couple times with characters too, where I was trying to write them, and until I really got the name right, you're right, it just didn't work out. Like they were saying weird things and doing weird things.
Or I was
Yeah,
just really bored with her. You know, I was like, well, how's the reader gonna like her if I'm really bored with her?
Right.
Well, and that makes a difference, because I think if you're interested in the story, or you're liking your characters or whatever, that's going to shine through on the pages.
No, I hope so. Yeah.
Because I think the readers can pick it up. I think our editors can, pick that up. If it's so, even the name,
Yeah,
has to make a difference. So we want to hear where you are for the next story, which is Millstone of Doubt. Is that still the working title?
Millstone of Doubt is the title. We have cover art, and it's actually available for pre-order now. It comes out on September 20th of this year. And I am actually working right now on the galley proofs, which is PDF images of how the printed book page is going to look. And it's your last chance to go through and take out any errors that you find. If there are any proofreading errors when they copied the file from your Word document to PDF, sometimes can cause a few issues. If you realize you've used the same word in 3 consecutive sentences, you can kind of go back through and change that a little bit. So yeah, I'm working my way through those. Those are due in a few days. And then I will get back to working on book 3 in the series, which is called Children of the Shadows.
Ooh. And will that come out next year?
Yes, sometime in 2023.
Right. And is this going to be a 3-book series then?
It's 3 books at the moment.
Okay.
So it may depend on the readers whether it goes any farther than that.
Hey,
but so far so good.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you've gained a couple of new ones right here.
I was gonna say, so if we want more, we need to get everybody to buy it, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Great.
Do you have an inspirational quote or anything that kind of motivates you? Do you have a sign hanging in your office or on your computer, or something that keeps you going when you're slogging through edits, or you're stuck, the character not coming to life, or anything like that?
Well, I have a timely one just from this week. So it's going to be a little different than the questionnaire that I gave you. as you know, I'm a massive Jayhawks fan, and they did just win the national championship. The head coach is Bill Self, and this year he lost his father. But there was a saying that his father had, it is, don't worry about the mules, just load the wagon. Right? Don't worry about things that are not your business to worry about. Do not get distracted. Just do your job. Right? And that has, I have taken that one on board. Stop worrying about stuff you have no control over or that are none of your business. Just load the wagon.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a timely Jayhawk quote.
There you go. No, I like that, because I sometimes, if we get overwhelmed or we get distracted, I just have to remind myself, do the next thing in front of me. Just load the wagon. So I think I'm gonna
that's good.
that. Yeah. Anything else we need to know about you? Anything you want to say? What's the release date of Millstone of Doubt again?
September 20th.
And up for pre-order now. We'll link to it.
Yeah, with some pretty cool cover arts, I must say.
Ooh,
we got Daniel on the front of it.
Ooh,
so
nice.
Yeah, I'm very, very pleased with that.
And stuff. I really liked Daniel. I thought he was.
I did too.
Yeah.
He
was
well, hopefully you'll like the twists and turns that come his way in Millstone, because the Debutante's Code was more Juliet's story, and this one focuses a lot more on Daniel.
Oh, that's good.
He needs to deal with that whole mother thing.
Yes, he does, and he will.
Good.
Eventually.
Is the cabbie still in it? That's what I want to know.
Yes.
Oh, good. Because I liked him.
I do too.
I was a little suspicious of him, though, at first, I will say. I thought maybe
you're kind of supposed to be.
Good.
Not knowing, is he a good guy or a not good guy? Is he involved?
Because I was like, he could be, selling things, doing stuff for the other side here. I was like, but so good. Nice.
Yeah, we'll learn more about him in book 3.
Okay.
Oh gosh, so much to look forward to. So
hurry
up.
Well, and there are a few Easter eggs in these stories. If you've read my first series, the Serendipity and Secret series, there's crossover characters.
Okay.
But there's also some funny things in there, like the law firm of Coles, Franks, and Moody. Coles, Franks, and Moody, those were the 3 players that were the front row of the scrum for the New Zealand All Blacks in the 2015 World Cup.
I love that.
And Cadogan's horses, Sprite and Lola, those actually are the names of 2 horses from a YouTuber that I watch.
Okay.
So bringing in little bits of my passions and my life into the story, it just makes me laugh.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
I love that and stuff. Well, we are looking forward to Millstone of Doubt for sure. September can't come quick enough, as far as I'm concerned.
I have a September deadline on Children of Shadows because it seems like September is pretty close now.
Oh,
all depends on your perspective.
Well, that's true.
It's gonna motivate you, right? Because
yes, it is.
You do well with deadlines, so there you go. All right, fantastic.
I love it. Listen, we appreciate your time, Erica. We're glad you were here. We will put the pre-order link to Amazon up on our site here. And if you want to learn more about Erica, you can go to Erica Vetsch, and that's VETSCH.com. And sign up for her newsletter and find out about her Regency Facebook group. And, get involved. If you're a fan, stay a fan, because like she just told us, she sometimes gets distracted and she likes to talk to y'all. Your readers. No, that's a good thing. You're in touch with your readers, right? And
absolutely.
And where would we be, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, so thank y'all for joining us today, and we will see you next time on the next Rebecca and Rebecca.